Today, the nation's second Catholic president is set to meet with Pope Francis for the second time during his presidency as the pontiff visits the G7 summit.
And our Christine Lazar is joining us now with what we can expect for day two, Christine.
Well, the Prime Minister of Italy likened the G7 summit to an olive tree, saying that it has sturdy roots and branches leading to the future. So we'll see if that's how it actually plays out. This morning, President Biden sat in with the other G7 leaders for his first working session at the summit. He then met with the Prime Minister of Italy, Giorgia Meloni. President Biden will then meet with Pope Francis privately later today. Mr. Biden, a devout Catholic, also met with the pontiff back in 2021. The Pope's visit to the G7 is a first, with plans to discuss the implications of artificial intelligence. Earlier, the Pope hosted an international gathering of his own, inviting more than 100 comedians from 15 countries at the Vatican. Whoopi Goldberg, Jimmy Fallon, Chris Rock, and Stephen Colbert were among those who were invited. Meantime, yesterday, the leaders of seven of the world's largest economies were joined by Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky as they agreed to give his country a $50 billion loan to be paid with interest from frozen Russian assets. President Biden and Zelensky also signed a new security deal committing U.S. military aid and training to Ukraine for the next 10 years. The U.S. is imposing new sanctions on foreign banks that do business with Russia, and the president announced that he's received commitments from 5 countries to send batteries of Patriot missiles to Ukraine soon as well. And new this morning, Putin promising a ceasefire in Ukraine if Kyiv withdraws troops from occupied regions and renounces plans to join NATO. Also, President Biden talked about his son, saying he would not pardon or commute his sentence, so that came out as well.
Yeah, it's a different kind of meeting than we're used to, full of comedians.
Yeah, that kind of threw me.
AI and all kinds of things.
And of all things that they're talking about is artificial intelligence. But if you think about it, it really has implications for every country, every person.
Oh my goodness, yes.
And it's such new technology, similar to what we saw with the internet, 30-something years ago,
right.
And now we're dealing with it. With this.
Complete changes all over the world. Christine, thank you so much.
Now you can get your KCAL news, weather, and live stream all in one place on the CBS News app. Download it free today.